Okay, everyone. Hey, I just wanted to introduce you to my two friends I'm just getting to know, Megan and Debbie. We've known each other for years, but it has been years since I've seen Debbie. And Debbie is a superhero. Debbie, years and years ago at Glad Tidings, decided that she was going to jump in with both feet. She's definitely not, I'm going to wade in type of girl. And she decided to jump into what we called at the time the Babies Out of Bondage program. And what it was have always reached out to the women in prison. And a lot of times women in the prison system are having children and they love their babies, but they get taken by the state, basically. They get taken and then a lot of times never reunited. And so what we wanted to do was help them be able to have the chance to be around their children again. And so we started a program called Babies Out of Bondage. And we ended up calling the moms Babies Out of Bondage too. Pretty funny. But Debbie was a part of the church at the time. And Debbie jumped in and said, you know what? I have a heart for children and I would love to help. And so I'm going to just introduce Debbie, and she can introduce her absolutely gorgeous daughter to everyone. It's amazing. What a delight. So fun. So tell us your story. Let's go back 26 years and just you share what happened from your perspective.
Okay. Well, my name's Debbie Gibson. This is my daughter, Megan DeWitt. And 26 years ago, I had heard about the Babies Out of Bondage program. And so I made contact with Lou Benninger, who... the first child, Ivan DeWitt, was born April 25th, 1998, in Madeira. His mom was incarcerated there, and so we picked him up the day after he was born.
That gave me chills. That already just gave me chills. I'm like, oh, so, that was probably very exciting, right?
It was super exciting. And funny thing is that I had a nephew named Devin and a nephew named Kevin. And I said, wouldn't that be funny if she named him Evan and his name was Ivan?
Oh, that's so funny. So close.
Right?
Cute.
And so we picked him up. We were supposed to have him for 8 weeks. And then I believe it may have been you, Cheryl, that met with Megan and Matthew's mom.
Oh, my.
In Sutter County, and she was 5 months pregnant with twins.
Oh, my goodness. I think you're right.
Yeah, and she had...
I can't even believe it. I do think you're right.
I think so. And she had planned to abort the babies.
Yeah.
And with the mentoring, she decided that she would adopt the children out.
That's amazing. I forgot all about that. That's amazing. And that makes me want to cry.
I know. I'm a little teary right now.
Oh, my goodness.
Story. So
talking people out of abortion is a big deal. I mean, look how beautiful. Here you are. You would have been raised in heaven, however. No. Yeah. Here you are walking out your whole life. Beautiful.
Yes.
Amazing to me. And I remember she thought, I can't do twins. I can't. It's more than I can handle.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And we said, well, there are people that would love to love your babies. Yep. Oh, my goodness. Mm-hmm. That made me cry.
I know. I'm a little teary, too. So anyway, I met with her, and instantly, we had very similar characteristics, hair color, eye color, size-wise, and she says, yes, you're the one.
You're the mama, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
So... I was on vacation with Ivan, actually, because Ivan had gone home to his mom, and that didn't work out.
Yeah.
And so he came back with us, and we had gotten permission from her to take him to Washington on a family vacation to see my family. And we got a call that Megan and Matthew were here 6 weeks early.
You guys, this is totally making me cry. I didn't intend to sit here and cry. I had no idea it would be so emotional.
Yeah.
But I can totally remember all of that now.
So she was in a hurry to check out. So I flew home from Seattle, left Ivan with my parents and my sister-in-law and my brother, and flew home, and we named, she was waiting for us. We signed the papers. We named Megan and Matthew. Megan was 3'12", Matthew was 4'6". Very healthy, open crib, just very small.
Yeah, very tiny babies,
tiny.
But you're still tiny.
Yeah, so...
still tiny.
They spent
My goodness.
I think they spent 2 weeks in ICU here
Yeah.
in Sutter County. They weren't transferred because they were healthy but small.
Just
And came home and
So-
oh boy, the rest is history.
yeah, well, you already
3
had
babies.
right.
4.5 months apart.
Oh my goodness. I can't even believe we said that was okay. But God.
0 to 60,
it was
right?
Obviously, it was 0 to 60.
Yeah.
Like 0 to 120, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, seriously. That is a lot of babies. And so you really grew up together as siblings. Wow. Wow. What does talking about all this do in your heart? What's going on in your heart?
It's cool, like, hearing about how we were adopted is like, I don't know, it's different for sure, but
Well, you were chosen.
Yeah.
And that's the way I always look at that. I think, you know what? A lot of us have babies. We get pregnant, we have babies, and then there's people, and my kids, I adore my boys. They're wonderful. But she set out on a path to
Yeah.
find and choose and pull you into the family. And
Yeah.
it's pretty beautiful. That's pretty wonderful. And twins, most people don't get to adopt twins.
Yeah. Well,
What-
most people honestly don't know that my children are adopted because we all have very similar characteristics.
Yeah.
You know, we all kind of just, you know,
You look the same.
twins are small, Ivan's small, we're just
Just a family.
we were meant to be together.
God brought you together. That is so beautiful, so amazing. And have you stayed in touch with your biological mom a little bit?
on and off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's been in their life on and off.
A little bit. Is she doing okay now?
She's doing great.
She is doing great.
Yeah.
Well, that makes me
Yeah.
happy. I would love to meet her again, and I would thank her for making a wise choice at the time. A lot of times people don't know, and they're scared, and they're caught in the middle of, what do I do? And they will just say, oh, I'm going to abort my child. I'm like, no, please don't do that. Then nowadays we've got this whole sex trafficking thing, and it's horrible. And then people make the choice for some agency to take them over, and that is not the healthy choice.
Correct.
The healthy choice is for family. God created families, not agencies. He created families. And so what an amazing, beautiful story. So what was it like having 3 babies? Oh, triplets, basically.
Well, do you have any comments, Megan?
No. It's like, oh.
I had my mom and 2 of my aunts, and each one claimed one child. And because I was still working, I was only working 2 days a week at that point because, you know,
But you had your kids in Junior Junction
they were in Junior Junction as infants.
as infants.
Yeah.
We were all young. We were young, and that's a lot of energy. That takes a lot of energy. That's
Yeah.
amazing. So really, when you come back here, you can remember, I don't know if you remember or not, but that building, we've changed it into the TLC building, and that's where we call the Transitional Living Center, where we took in, for years, we took in moms that actually were coming out of the prison system to get their feet under them and help them reunite with their children. And so we did that for years. We've done many things out of here, but that's where you were in daycare.
Yeah.
It's amazing. God's used this campus tremendously over the years, and people like you that have hearts of God, really, that want to love and nurture. That's beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Amazing. So, Megan, what are your goals? What are your thoughts and aspirations these days?
Right now, I'm just trying to be happy, you know?
Choosing to be happy in
Yes.
life, and
Yes.
that's a choice. It is. It's going, you know what, every day we get up and we can go, there's that, we can look at this negative side, we can look from a very positive side. And I've been trying to help someone sort that piece out as well. And honestly, it's a choice. It really is. It's like you can get up and look out at the sky and say, oh my goodness, God, you made such a beautiful blue sky, and look at the beautiful green trees. Or you can get up and go, I don't even know what I'm going to do today. Right?
Yep.
I agree.
We get to decide every day. And it's actually phenomenal that God gave us that ability to make those decisions. And when we start looking at things and going, you know, how beautiful it is that I have a fresh day to see what I'm going to do. And then what are your aspirations as far as being a mom? Are you going to be a mom someday?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yes. So you want to be a mom.
Yeah.
And do you think you might have twins yourself?
I don't know. Sometimes it can skip a generation.
It does
but
sometimes.
I'm hoping.
But okay, so here's the deal. If it skips a generation, guess what you get to do?
What?
Be the grandma of twins.
Yeah.
You'll have twins that are your grandchildren. So fun, yeah.
She's also spoken about adopting. She has considered adoption as well.
Of course, because
Yeah.
look what your mother did for you, right? She taught you the beauty of adoption. What would you say this has done in your life? How much did it change? Let's just go back. There was never a Baby Out of Bondage program, and then all of a sudden somebody, probably Lou Benninger, thought of it at the church, and he's like, you know what, we need to help these women in the prison. And so then you hear about it from him. What if you didn't ever hear about it? What would life have looked like then?
Empty.
Really different, huh?
Yeah, very different.
She wasn't able to have
Yeah, I had tried
babies,
for
so.
10 years to have children of my own.
Oh my goodness.
So it was a blessing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So beautiful. So beautiful. That's amazing. This is a tearjerker. I do a lot of different things like this. Never do I feel like I'm just going to sit here and cry.
Yeah.
But the reality is God changed your life through really the heart of the Father going, I'm going to reach out to those that are in need, right? And now look at you, healthy, beautiful, darling. I mean, how cute could she be?
Yeah.
And with a twin brother and a sibling that's 4 months different. That's very rare to have 3 kids in a family that are only 4 months apart in total.
Yeah.
But in the middle of all of this, do you guys know much about the Piece of Heaven where we are trying to start the Leo Chesney Center? We're trying to purchase.
I do, and I follow all of that. In fact, I was talking to Lou, and I'm naming names, and he's like, "Oh yes, he was there, and yes, he was there," and I am so excited about this. And I was telling Megan on the way here, and I said, you know, everyone asks, I can't do anything. I can't make changes. You know, what can I do to help? And I said, this is how you're helping.
Oh,
You know,
it's so true.
we all have a little piece that we can do.
Yeah.
We don't have to take all of it on us, but we all have a little something that we could do to help. So
That's right.
We're happy to do that.
Right. And you took her in, her brothers in, really a brother and another brother from another mother.
Yeah.
and for legitimately another brother from another mother, but it created a beautiful family and raised them with love and kindness and mercy. Beautiful. It's a beautiful story. You have an amazing story. And then as we are putting together the Piece of Heaven, our goal is to have that place where all these kids that have been really tortured, and I've had the privilege of God bringing people like that into my life where I can just love them, where hell has come against them at extreme levels. They didn't have somebody like you to take them in and go, nobody's touching my baby, right?
Right.
And Megan had that, which I thank God for. And I look back at really what the church birthed back then that caused there to be safe places 30 years ago, 26 years ago. When's your birthday, Megan?
August 17th.
August 17th.
Just passed.
That's my sister's birthday. Yes. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it.
1998 was a big year in our house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a very big year. 3 babies. Nobody does that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
But here you are, 26 years old, and been protected from the stuff that these kids out here are going through. And there's so many, it's a bit shocking when you really slow down and look at what is happening in the world today. And the Bible talks about it. It talks about trafficking in human souls. It's horrible. And just the perversion that's gone on in the world. And thank God there have been safe families that have gone, you know what, we're not going to let that happen here. And you guys are adorable. I'm so proud of you, Debbie, and I'm just proud of you.
Thank you.
And you're not only going to do your best to be happy, but you're going to walk out delight. I mean, I can see a lot of beauty that's inside you. and it's going to come out at a very deep level, and you're going to help a lot of people. You are. I can see it all over you. It's a beautiful thing. And it truly makes me want to cry because I can see the heart that God's placed in you from the things that you've walked through. And it's not easy to have to process, why did someone adopt me out, right?
Yeah.
That's not easy to process. I was there, and I know that your biological mom was trying to make the best choice for you at the time because her life wasn't in a way that she knew what to do. I know that for a fact. And I didn't know that you were who you are when I came in here today. I'm like, oh, this is a bit much. But, oh my goodness, Debbie, I'm so proud of you. So as we move forward and we get the Piece of Heaven put together, it's the Leo Chesney Center, and we are going to actually turn that into a little Garden of Eden. It's going to have river running through it, a little river that comes back under and rotates through, and places for the kids to play in the water that don't want to get in deep water, and places that they can play in deep water, just beautiful, beautiful places, and fruit trees, just everything that children could have that they never had. And then really we're going to need grandmas and grandpas, people that have just hearts full of love, and young mom ages that are like, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to help those that have been hurt so badly.
And we would love to be part of that.
Wouldn't that be so fun?
Be part of that.
Oh my goodness, to have you guys come in and just love on them and go,
absolutely.
Yes. Oh, it's so exciting. So beautiful. Well, we're excited about what God's already done in your life and how he's used your whole family. And I'm just more than happy to be able to be a part of seeing what 26 years ago God was up to. I would have never known. And honestly, I look at life right now and I think, oh my goodness, there are things going on today that play out and play out and play out. And we each get a chance to be a part or to not. And you could have been someone that just thought, I can't have children. I'm beside myself with sadness and sorrow and grief, and I can't have children. But instead you're like, there are children that I can have.
Exactly.
And these are the perfect, God just set up a perfect, beautiful family. I'm so proud of all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It was a blessing, and we have this church to thank for that. So,
well, it's God's heart, and God's heart is that we would all love each other like family, When we Acts, people talk about revival, they talk about things, and it really says in Acts that we would lay down our lives for our neighbor, for a brother, and that if somebody's lacking, especially if someone's lacking in family, we need to be the family. But if they're lacking even in finances, we can jump in and say, how can I help, right? And that's what real revival looks like. It looks like, you know what? Let me love like Jesus loved. Yeah. Let me lay down my life. So I'm proud of you guys. I'm excited for you. And I'm excited to get to walk into the Piece of Heaven with you and say, 27, 28 years, whenever we pull that all together, it's going to take a lot of work, because once we get the money to kick it off, then we still have to do the renovating, which is the fun part. I love remodel. I love it.
too.
It's so much fun. And for me, it's almost like I look at a house. We currently live in a house that when I first looked at it, I was like, that is so sad that anybody let that look like that. And then inside me, I thought, ooh, but this can be beautiful, right? Yeah. We can totally gut it, redo it. And that's the way I look at God looking at us. He's like, oh, it's sad that ever happened, but look what I can do. Yeah. And he steps in and he's like, oh, I can do a lot. And I get the privilege of seeing people all day long that God's changed their lives so much that they're unrecognizable. And I know enough. I still go into the jail, and I know enough to know that your life would have been much, 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 much different had Debbie not stepped up and said, I want to be your mom.
Yeah.
And then your biological mom, your birthing mom, said, you know what, she's the right one. She's the exact right one. God put this all together. And really, even for such a time as this, I look at it now and I think, that was a beautiful plan back then, And yet now he's like, okay, now you girls, now let's see what you get to pour into others that have been very less fortunate.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting. Yay. Very, very fun. So you grew up with 2 brothers
Yes.
and a mother that probably almost felt like a sister because she adored you.
Yeah.
That's what I can see.
Yeah.
Just a mother that loved you so much. It's like, let's do everything together. Okay, I'm not going to be able to talk much more because my heart is so touched by what God's done in your lives and how He used that. I don't even like the name programs. I don't like programs. I like God using people to help people. The truth is, it was a program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. But in that plan of God to let His heart be felt through people, you stepped in and let that manifest in such a beautiful way. And you're a hero, Debbie. You really are. You are. It's a beautiful thing. I look back over the years, and usually I just know, oh, this mom had this one and they became a counselor, or they, one of our girls became a counselor, and one is in the military, and one, they're all doing all kinds of amazing things. We honestly ought to have a Facebook Babies Out of Bondage
Wouldn't that be fun?
group,
Yeah.
and let them connect and go, guess what happened to me? I'm in, they could live in Washington, D.C. for all we know. Lots and lots
Absolutely.
of changes over the years. Yeah. So beautiful. Well, I'm just proud of you, and I'm excited for you, and I'm excited for what I see God doing in both of your hearts. And you have walked out exactly an example of the heart of God. And that's really what we're wanting to see happen here. The beauty of people's lives where they're like, no, let me protect, let me love, and let healing flow through our hands, right?
Yeah.
So let's pray together. I'm going to pray that God uses both of you tremendously as we move forward. So God, thank you for what you've already done. It's so deeply touching to me. And really, Megan, this precious hand that I'm getting to touch will touch so many lives. God, thank you for Debbie. Thank you for what you used her and her husband to do as they raised these beautiful young adults into such just really perfection, God. Thank you for what you're up to. And God, I ask you to do abundantly more than we could ask or even imagine as we reach out and create this piece of heaven, this place of refuge for those that haven't got families right now, that don't have anyone to love them to life. God, thank you that you've begun this 25, 30 years ago at this church, and you're just bringing it into full fruition. God, we just bless your heart that it would be seen on earth like it is in heaven, just like it was in Debbie's home, Jesus. We thank you for Megan. We bless her and her brothers in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, that made me totally cry.
No.
You made my nose run. You made me cry. I'm amazed. You're beautiful, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
And you are still the same. You're still the same after all
Thank
these
you.
years.
Maybe a different hair color, but
It's so beautiful. Yeah, me too. Some stuff that you can
I
add?
don't really think I have anything to add, unless you think.
What was it
you did
like
something
raising
we
3
should add.
babies?
Chaos.
I know. I wasn't trying to bring them.
People say, "Oh my gosh, how did you do it?" And I said, honestly, I don't remember. I think
You were
that,
so busy
know
you
what?
couldn't
like,
possibly.
like you go through a bad pregnancy, I hear, and like you tend to forget that, and then you decide you have another child. It was kind of the same thing, you
Yeah.
forget the
The-
hard parts.
Yeah.
I remember the wonderful parts. So
Well, let's say that. Okay. So tell me about raising these precious babies. What was that like? Was it ever hard?
yes.
3
was-
babies at one time? Or that was
It was a
like,
bit chaotic.
oh my
And,
goodness. 3 in diapers.
3 in diapers. I had eczema, I think, continuously for 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
And the church, of course, helped us with diapers, so that was wonderful.
Well, that's awesome.
And, well, I don't know. I did have a lot of help from my family,
That's wonderful. You
So
have to.
Yeah, my mom and her 2 sisters, they would come probably twice a week while I went into work, and and each of them claimed their own child.
Yes.
Everything was, well, Megan was pink or red, Matthew was blue, and Ivan was green. So everything they had, towels, toothbrushes, cups, bottles, they were all color-coded.
So you're perfectly suited for this project.
Yes.
You're the perfect mama, right there.
Ivan's
That's amazing.
favorite color is still green, and Matthew's is still blue.
Oh, that's
I think I
so-
ingrained it in them somehow.
Well, yeah, they saw it from the time they were infants. That's what they saw. That's so cute.
Yeah, most people wanted to know if they were triplets, and it kind of got old telling the story, so I just say yes.
Just went with, yep,
Yeah.
yep, they are. That's so cute.
But
Yeah.
you tend to forget the hard times. I only remember the good things, and
That's awesome.
we stayed very busy, and the kids did cheer and football together. So being the same age, I didn't have to go to several different games. They all played at the same time.
So were you a cheerleader?
Yes, I was.
So there was consideration of you being aborted,
Yeah.
and you turned into a cheerleader that loves her brothers and her mom and dad and family,
Yep.
and really has gotten past the part of your mom, biological mom, not being able to sort that out, right?
Yeah.
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 She was young. How old was she at the time? Do you
She
remember?
was 30. She was 30.
Oh, was she 30? So she wasn't very young, just confused at the time. She had a lot going on in her life. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She-
yeah. Megan and Matthew both did modeling. They were on. She was on many Leapfrog boxes, Red Envelope catalog,
Oh, my goodness.
Pottery Barn. Matthew as well. Matthew actually went to LA for a little bit, and he interviewed for movies. She was a competitive gymnast,
Yeah.
So
And-
you've done a lot.
and God gave her the voice of an angel.
Oh, we might need her to sight sing. Where, do you live in Reno too?
No, I live
She
in
lives
Yuba.
right here on New Estro Road.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So you're very close. Very interesting. How
She's a
exciting.
little shy, but
It's okay. I used to be afraid of a microphone. I was like, I'm not talking into a microphone. That can all change. So you have a gorgeous voice.
she does.
You love to sing? Oh, beautiful. So
When
fun.
she-
Well,
yeah. When she was little, she sang at the Rotary dinners, crab feeds. She sang at the high school when she was 8 for the
oh
national
my
anthem.
goodness.
And then she got shy. I don't know what happened.
Grew up, I guess. I don't know.
You could still sing, obviously. If
Yeah.
you did all that, you've got a great voice.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's a gift from heaven.
For sure.
Well, you're adorable.
Thank
What a
you.
beautiful, beautiful family. I'm just very impressed. Very proud of you and very impressed. All that God's already done, all that He's going to do. And you live right close, so it'll be very easy for you to jump in and help with the peace of heaven as
Yeah.
they come.
I think that
That's
would be
beautiful.
awesome.
I want to introduce you to one of our girls that came out of hardcore sex trafficking.
Okay.
Her name is Hannah, and people, if you haven't watched the video, look up Hannah. She was 20 years sex trafficked
Wow.
and life of hell, really. And God is changing that girl. From the day I met her, she wouldn't even smile. She wouldn't let me hug her. And now she just radiates love, and she's so happy. And she just, oh, it's amazing. She's just like, Cheryl. I'm like, yes, what do you want, Hannah? So full of life and just full of all that God's done for her. That's what we want to see over and over. You were saved from all the nonsense because God found you a fabulous family. And I'm so proud of the whole situation of what God did through the program, through Babies Out of Bondage, through your whole family. And you sitting there just make me want to cry because you just are beautiful and you've got
Thank you.
talent coming out your ears clearly. It's beautiful. God's done great things and He's only just begun. So excited to see what all He has for you in the future. And
too.
excited to see your grandkids one day. You're like, oh yeah, no, God's big picture. God's a big picture God. He's able to put together this and let you see it here and let you see it here. Makes me laugh. We've been here 38 years.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't feel old. I'm like, how did I get 38 years into the pastorate here? But it's beautiful to get to see you and see what God did through that. When we come off of Eager Exit, I'm always happy because Lou, as you know, Lou, years ago, he said, we're going to plant acorns, little acorns. And when you come off the Eager Exit to the church, all those little acorns are now oak trees.
That is awesome.
It's so awesome. And it's really having a long-term vision and being able to go, okay, people back in the day were like, couldn't we put bigger trees in? I was saying that. And he's like, they'll grow up.
Yeah.
And I look at that now
Grew
and I
with the
think
church.
they're beautiful. Yeah, they grew with the church. And now I look at you and I think, oh my goodness, what a treasure, what a delight. So thank you for coming in. You're just special all the way to the core.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
And thank you.
And we do have 2 grandchildren. Our oldest, Ivan, has
He has two.
2 boys.
Wow. So
Beautiful
you're-
boys.
Wow, that's pretty fun. And
They
she's-
love Auntie Meg.
I bet they do. That's wonderful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So much fun. I'm excited for all the future that God has for you. And I'm excited for people to get to meet you at the peace of heaven one day. They will, I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
It's exciting. God bless you guys.
Thank you.